What would you do if someone broke into your home with a fake warrant, trashed your most sacred memories, and thought they could bully you off your land? That's exactly what happened to me. They came with smug grins, forged papers, and a clipboard-wielding tyrant named Linda Voss, the HOA queen who thought she could erase my past. But she didn't know who she was messing with. I'm not some pushover retiree. I'm a former FBI counterintelligence commander, trained to outsmart spies and dismantle lies. So when Linda sent her goons to steal my land, I didn't run. I didn't beg. I set a trap. I exposed her. And I made sure her empire of arrogance crumbled into a national scandal. This isn't just a story, it's a war I won, step by calculated step, and I'm gonna tell you how it went down. I moved to Willow Creek, a quiet 30-acre stretch of pines and open sky, to find peace after losing my wife, Anna, to cancer. It was just me, our old German shepherd, Shadow, and the small cabin where we'd planned to spend our golden years. For 2 years, it was perfect until Linda Voss showed up. She was the new HOA president for the valley, all fake smiles and a clipboard thicker than a phone book. That clipboard was her weapon, and I was her target. It started small, a citation for feeding birds Anna loved, claiming it was unauthorized wildlife attraction. Then my flag, the one Anna and I raised every 4th of July, was too faded for her precious neighborhood standards. Next, she demanded I replace the fence we'd built together, carved with our initials and Shadow's paw print, because it didn't match her color palette. She even suggested rehoming Shadow, saying his bark was too aggressive for her VY shine of a family-friendly community. I could have laughed, but I saw her game. Linda wasn't just enforcing rules, she was trying to erase Anna's memory, to bleach the soul out of my land and make it another cookie-cutter plot in her perfect little empire. I knew she was watching me from the ridge, plotting her next move. What she didn't know was that I wasn't just a greedy-wying widower. I'd built black sites, run ops in places you don't read about, and trained agents to spot lies before they're even spoken. If Linda wanted a fight, she was about to learn what happens when you trespass on sacred ground. It was just after 1 a.m. when Shadow growled, low and deliberate, from under the porch. I didn't need a flashlight, 30 years of instinct kicked in. My hand grazed the pistol by the door, but I held off. Footsteps crunched outside, slow, careful. I slipped out the side entry, Shadow at my heels, his eyes locked on the memorial garden I'd built for Anna. 2 shadows moved in the dark, crouched near where her wind chimes once hung. They'd been smashed. My blood ran cold. I whistled once, sharp. The figures bolted, but one turned back, dropping a white envelope with a gold HOA seal on Anna's headstone. I opened it, my hands steady but my chest burning. This land needs new purpose. Let the past rest. LV. Linda Voss? She'd crossed the line, desecrating the only place I had left of Anna. I didn't call the sheriff or put up signs. Instead, I dragged an old military locker from the crawl space, dust-covered and heavy with gear from my last op. Inside were tools most folks don't know exist, a drone jammer, thermal sensors, micro-listening nodes, and my old ops laptop. I powered it up, and it hummed like it had been waiting for this. For 6 days I turned my home into a fortress disguised as a cabin. Every path, every corner, wired with precision. Linda thought she could break me, but she just stepped into my battlefield. I muttered to Shadow. "You want to play, Linda? Let's see how you like my rules." By day 6 the trap was set. A thermal sensor hid under an oak stump by Anna's garden, a microcam and a gutted birdhouse streaming live to my laptop. The porch light scanned faces, the doorbell picked up whispers. Every inch of my land was now a silent informant. Linda left a voicemail, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. "Mr. Callahan, we've had reports your property doesn't meet community standards. Our team might drop by for a friendly check-in." Friendly, my ass. She was baiting me, expecting me to crack. But I waited, coffee in hand, Anna's wedding ring around my neck, and when the sun rose, I whispered, "Come on, Linda. Bring your goons. Let's dance." They came at 10:06 a.m., 3 sharp knocks, like they'd rehearsed it. I let the silence linger before opening the door. 3 men in black HOA polos stood there, one with oversized sunglasses, another clutching a clipboard, and a twitchy guy with a goatee holding a rolled-up paper like it made him king. "We're here for a structural assessment," Sunglasses said, handing me a document. It was printed yesterday, no county seal, just Linda's signature. I raised an eyebrow. "You always do inspections without legal oversight?" Clipboard guy shifted. "HOA board authorized us." I stepped aside. "Then come in." They hesitated, expecting a fight, not an invitation. Inside, they fanned out like bad TV cops. Goatee poked through my kitchen drawers, Sunglasses snapped photos of window frames, and Clipboard muttered about foundation wear. My tablet, tucked under my arm, recorded them from 6 angles, facial recognition humming. Then Goatee slipped a black DVYC behind paint cans in the hallway cabinet. I zoomed in, an off-the-shelf audio bug. I was behind him in a second. "Lose something?" His face went white. "Just checking for pests," he stammered. "Funny," I said. "Looks like you planted one." Clipboard bolted for the door, but it locked remotely with a soft click. "Time to talk," I said, stepping forward. Sunglasses dropped his phone, and the room froze. Headlights cut through the window. A sleek BMW rolled up, and out stepped Linda Voss, beige slacks, crisp blouse, clutching her phone like a weapon. She marched to the door, and I opened it before she could knock. "The General herself," I said. She didn't flinch. "You're detaining HOA officials in violation of CIVYL code. You'll be sued." I held up a USB drive. "I've got 6 video feeds showing your men planting bugs in my kitchen, office, and Anna's garden. Facial scans, voice prints, and a live feed sent to the sheriff 10 minutes ago." Her fake smile cracked. "You think you're above this community, Mr. Callahan?" I stepped closer. "I've protected it from people twice as dirty as you. You sent amateurs to spy on a man who trained CIA handlers. You want war? You just started one." Sirens hummed in the distance, red and blue lights flashing over the ridge. Linda paled. "You called the cops?" she whispered. "No," I said. "I called the truth. They're just here to pick it up." Deputies reviewed the footage on site. Bugs, fake documents, forced entry, Linda's name on every piece. She snarled. "This is harassment." I held up my tablet, already uploading. "You invaded a federal officer's home, desecrated a memorial, and sent spies into my walls. Now you're going viral." By noon, the clip titled, "HOA Tyrant Spies on VYing Veteran, Gets Exposed by FBI," had 40,000 VYUs. News outlets picked it up, and the comments were brutal. "Protect this man. She messed with the wrong guy." Linda tried damage control, claiming in a polished video that she was ensuring safety, and I was paranoid. But I had more. I released her voicemail, her trespass order, and an HOA email she'd accidentally sent to my old government address. "If we rattle Callahan enough, he'll sell to the developers." The internet erupted. Her own board members bailed, one resigning live online, calling her a power-hungry bully. My lawyer sent a federal injunction, and Linda went quiet. But I knew her. She'd come back swinging. 2 days later, a letter arrived, gold HOA seal, threatening legal action unless I retracted my smears. Tucked inside was a wellness report, claiming I had PTSD and was a threat to the community. She was trying to gaslight me into silence. I called an old NSA buddy, Mike Torres, and gave him one task: dig into Linda's dirt. 16 hours later, he called back. "She's filthy. Funneling HOA funds to a shell company, Pine Crest LLC, registered under a fake name. That company was buying up land around mine, planning to drive me out, buy cheap, and flip it for luxury condos." I leaked everything: screenshots, wire transfers, and a recorded HOA Zoom where Linda smirked. "Once Callahan's out, the land's ours. Let him rant online. It won't matter when we own his dirt. That clip hit 100,000 VYUs in hours. Reporters swarmed, HOA members quit, and Linda's desperate Facebook Live denial blaming deep fakes and foreign hackers only made it worse. The county got 2,000 signatures demanding an investigation. I did a raw interview by Anna's Garden, calling Linda out. This is about abuse, a system hijacked by one woman with a god complex and a real estate scam. Her own words. Let him rant. Haunted her. I sent the full UVY Denke pack to the state, the DA, and the local paper Anna once loved. They ran it front page. HOA chief plots land grab, FBI vet exposes all. At the county hearing, Linda showed up, pearls and clipboard, but her voice cracked as she tried to explain la 27,000 wired to a ghost company. I stood up, looked her in the eyes, and said, You tried to erase my home, my wife's memory. You sent spies and called me unstable. But I'd bury traitors with better lies than yours. The room roared. The committee banned her from HOA leadership, revoked her development license, and referred her for prosecution. She stumbled out, cameras flashing, her clipboard useless. The next morning, Linda's BMW limped up my drive. No logo, no goons, just her, unraveling. You orchestrated this. She spat. You ruined me. I handed her a folder. Your rezoning filings, backdated, sent to the DA. The town's here for the vote to kill your project. Half the valley stood in my field, signs reading. No condos on sacred ground. Her knees buckled. The open-air hearing by Anna's Garden sealed it, fraud, coercion, tampering. Linda stood silent, mascara streaking, as her empire died. I hammered a sign into my land. Private property, no condos allowed. News ran the story with Linda walking away, defeated, while the town celebrated behind her. I gave one quote. She came from my home. She lost her legacy. That night, by Anna's lilacs, shadow at my side, I felt the quiet settle. Linda built a war. I built a trap. And justice? It walked her out empty-handed. This wasn't just about me. It was about every bully who thinks they can steamroll the little guy. Linda thought she could erase a legacy with fake power and a smirk. She was wrong. Sometimes the quiet ones are the most dangerous when pushed. So, tell me, have you ever faced a Linda? What would you do if someone tried to take what's yours?